Good morning. Good morning, everyone, my good people. Mondays is definitely not a day that I usually go live, but I wanted to jump on real quick. Y'all see my shirt? Do you see this? Can you read that? What it says? Curse killer. Good morning. Good morning, Derek. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I just wanted to jump on really quick because I woke up and saw this video. Good morning, Lisa. Your makeup has been so bomb. Miss Williams, good morning, good morning, good morning. And I definitely need to talk with you, Lisa, to make sure that I connect with you, definitely. Good morning, Shelly. Hey, cousin. Okay, so I usually do not get on Monday mornings. That's not, Mondays has not been my day in a long, long time. Shout out to my shirt. Do y'all see that, Curse Killer? Good morning, Mr. Simpson. Yes. Okay, so let me just say this. Yesterday was absolutely amazing. Again, those are my affirmations going off. Was absolutely amazing again. Let me just say that it was a blessing to have, good morning, Lady B, have all of the mothers to feel that their daughter should have been there. It was a blessing. We had a beautiful turnout. It was exactly what God needed. Everyone who needs to be there, they were exactly there. So thank you to every mother who entrusted the vision that, God, gave me. He said, build it and they will come. And that's how the curse killer thing came out. Good morning, Freddie Kane. And what the curse killer stands for is basically when when you can be real with yourself and know that you have things that you need to work on within yourself, and you've had things that have needed to be worked on from one generation to the next, and you actually make that decision, Carlos, good morning, to work on those things. And not just that, but you make a decision to be a part of a community or a body of people to help others work on their things as well. So let me just say, these shirts are pre-order. They're $15, which goes right back into me putting into these programs. So thank you for those who want to pre-order a shirt. Let me know, and I'll make sure that you guys have the PayPal link to actually do so. But yesterday was a blessing. Let me give a couple of shots out real quick. Pee-wee, because that's what the girls are continuously calling her, aka Andrea. Sis, amazing. Thank you so much. Good morning, Darren. Good morning, Shanavia. Amber, her Pack a Purse campaign was a blessing to these young girls on yesterday. These young girls, and Amber is with Dove, Daughters of Violence Empowered. Amber had, these purses were packed with everything that these young ladies could possibly need to, embrace being a teenager, and when I say everything, I mean everything that they could possibly need, that, not to say that these children don't have, but some young ladies don't have access to that. So shout out to Amber, and even more so the people who supported her all the way in Tyler. She had an amazing support. Trudy with Gems, Lauren Love, who made sure that we had the pictures. Absolutely love Lauren and Dominique, Lauren and Dominique, who gifted, Lauren gave a raffle for the mothers' wigs, and Dominique gave the young girls, services for, homecoming or whatever. Ebony, Miss Ghetto Guru herself, Miss Yoga in the Hood, shout out to her. The girls had a yoga experience on yesterday. Some of these girls have never experienced yoga. Some of the mothers hadn't ever experienced yoga, and that's not something that's heavily practiced in our community. Good morning, Felicia. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Lala. It's not heavily practiced in our community. So shout out to her. To Nikki, I absolutely love her organization. Nikki has To Inspire Peace, which is teaching mindfulness, and we definitely need that within our communities as well. Crystal Parker, I'm That Girl, absolutely love her. Kamira with Sheikah Mira and Narkisha, of course, we love you. Thank you for your support. Yesterday was something that every young girl needs. I woke up this morning and I heard the story about Kanika Jenkins, and I don't know if you guys have read this story yet, but it's going viral, and it's going viral fast. And it's of a Chicago young girl, 19 years old, who went to a party with her friends. And this is the second story that I've read. Went to a party with her friends and somehow ended up dead inside of a deep freezer. And the only thing that I could think about was how that mother felt when she got the news that her daughter was dead. The feeling to that you feel to know that your daughter is dead, Angela, I can't even imagine how that felt for her. But I watched the video as she's talking about the chain of events, and she's really trying to get an understanding of her daughter's death, because no matter what it is, who you connected to, someone that you love, you want to understand what the hell just happened, how it happened, and I need some damn answers, period, point blank. And I know that from my own experience, you want to know what in the hell is damn going on. And she's there, she's talking about it, and then she just breaks down. She just breaks down. This mother is hurting. This mother is hurting. And I'm looking at the pictures of this young lady, and I'm reading the story of this young lady. You know, she was well dressed. She kept her hair nice. She was, you know, she was a beautiful young lady. She stayed trendy. Envy, jealousy, you know, as all I kept thinking of, the lack of self-love, you know, from the other young ladies who put her in this position, who she called her friends. And before this story, I read the story of another young lady. I don't know if you've heard this story, Gerald. Good morning, Monica. But this young lady, 11 years old, 11, she goes to a slumber party. And at the slumber party, the girl tell her, I guess she's been having altercation with another young girl. And it reminds me of myself, because I remember going to a sleepover at a young girl's house too, and not this exact situation happened to me, but it could have turned definitely deadly. This young girl, she's at the sleepover, and while she's at this sleepover, and the girls tell her, don't go to sleep. Don't go to sleep. Now, see, here it is. It's always that leader girl who's evil, because she's mad as hell about the chain of events of her own life. So she's evil, and somehow she's convinced the other girls that she's the head. I told the young girls on yesterday, I've never hung with a two. I've never hung with a two. If you didn't consider yourself a one and we didn't walk like this the same, then we were not friends. I never hung with a two. So if you were the friend who always felt like you were ahead of the other friend, then you're not a fucking friend. Excuse my French. You're not a friend. Good morning, Kia. You're not a friend. You're not a friend at all. And I'm talking to these young girls about this. And then in the story, let me go back to the 11-year-old. This girl was so evil. She boiled water. And while this baby was sleeping, poured water on her face and her chest. Can you imagine waking up to your skin just melting and the skin on your chest just melting? Who thinks about those kind of things? Who's that evil to think when you go to sleep that I'm going to pour hot water on you? Who actually thinks about that? Yes. Let me be real with you all. There are young girls out here who think like that because they're descendants of other evil ass young girls. Yes, descendants, meaning that the curse was never killed, that the mother never saw anything more in herself to work on her own children so that they won't inhabit the things that they did when they were younger that they know good and damn well is not right. I don't even understand how that young girl at 11 years old, 11, that means she was there at a slumber party with other 11 and 12 years old. Who thinks that evil? Who thinks that evil? The descendant of a mother and a father who never decided to work on themselves and to allow their daughter to be exactly like them without being real with themselves and saying, I needed some help back then. I did, and I'm going to make sure that my children get the help that they need right now. And I don't care what you say. These children will go off and do things that you know you know that you didn't exactly give them their life. I get that. I do. But where are you sitting your children, and who are you putting them with when they need to be with somebody? Because see, we can't do everything by ourselves. That's why I come rolling with a clan. And let me just tell you, we are deadly. And I'm serious about this, because it doesn't just take, it's not just working with the youth. It's also working with the mothers. It's also having a better understanding with the fathers. This is something that is needed. We have to recognize and see ourselves for ourselves. We have to recognize and see ourselves for ourselves. All these the past couple of weeks, I've just been reading stories about young girls, and just actually they've just been coming to me. I actually had not even been searching them until they started just coming to me. Good morning, Mon, I love you. And all of a sudden, all of these things start coming into surface. I'm looking at the fact there was another story of a 23-year-old hanging with a 36-year-old, and she filmed this young girl being raped and molested after she'd gotten her so drunk. She filmed her from her phone and went on her Snap and actually filmed these men raping this young girl. Who the hell is that evil? Who is that evil, and how do our babies get to be friends with these type of young girls? See, it start off with the friend who feels as though like she's the leader, who feels like she's, ahead, Miss Sinclair of the other friends. It always starts off with her, who feels like, you're going to do everything that I say, and you're not going to do. And that little girl, it, test the spirit by the spirit. If your daughters are hanging with friends like that. And she's not the young girl who's saying, don't do this, because I was bossy. But I was the one saying, hey, don't smoke that weed. It's dope. Or don't do this, or don't skip school. That was me. I was living within the righteousness to say, don't do these kind of things. But there are some other young girls who will hype up another girl to boil some water. And just to think, the other girls who were right there, they were not bold enough to say, you better not. They were not bold enough to call a parent. They were not bold enough to call an adult. They were scared. They did not want to be into it with this young girl. I was in the, fourth grade, maybe the fourth grade. And I'll never forget, I went over to this young girl's house. My mother actually entrusted this mother. But this girl was evil. She was, let me take back evil. She was mean. She was hurt. She was bitter. She was bruised. She was all of that. And I'll never forget, we were all there. And she had she knew I could not swim. But as I'm in the water and I'm playing, she pushes me to the middle of the deep water. Yes, this broad was evil. I could not swim. But let me tell you how God don't like ugly, because of course I'm still here. But not even moments later, she was in the same situation, sitting in the middle of that deep water. Now, not only did I have friends around me that should have told her that there was some bullshit, you don't recognize, honestly, there are sometimes you don't recognize until you're a little bit older and a little bit later that those are not your friends. Those are not your friends, and for whatever reasons that you keep them around. For me, honestly, she was popular, and hell, I felt like I was popular too. But she always felt like she was more than, or she had more than, and she was hurt. She was hurt. She was angry. She needed someone to talk to other than her mother, other than her aunt. She needed someone to relate to the issues that she was having to deal with. No, she wasn't set in front of enough mentors who could relate to her and could tell her or could give her advice on what is the right thing to do, or baby, how to react to your feelings, or how to react to your envy and your jealousy. Because even when it reverts back, when you're old enough, you think that you want some of the things that they have. This is what these babies are thinking. They think that they want some of the things that they have. But actually, those kind of people are wanting the things that you have. So what do our young girls need to know? What do they need to know? Good morning, Narkeisha, and thank you so much for being so freaking amazing. I cannot thank you enough. You have been a true gem to everything that I have. I love you. What do these young girls need, Rosalind? They need to understand self-love. Our young girls need to understand self-love. If you do not love yourself to the ultimate, and they need to understand to not give a damn when the girls tell them, oh, you think you all that, or you think you this, or you think you that, just because your mother sends you to school dressed nice, just because your hair is combed, or you have on a clean pair of tennis shoes, or you have on your face is clean, your shirts, or your mama decided to buy you some new shirts for school, whatever the case. It's okay that your mother has decided to do that. It's okay. But because your mother has decided to be on her business, these other young girls and these other young men, I'm not going to leave them out. They will hate you for the fact that your mother is doing her thing. And why? Because mothers, some of you are a part of the problem. You are not a part of the solution. You are a part of the problem. I sat here and watched. This event had been up since August the 4th. It was free. The only thing that you had to do was purchase your daughter's t-shirt. And they left with bags. They left with goodie bags. Because see, when I set it up, I started connecting to resources. I started asking people for shit. Because if I'm going to do something with these babies, yeah, I need for you to come and invest a few dollars over here because you're doing all this other stuff. But I'm looking at these mothers who didn't get their children signed up and don't got their children connected to anything. You're constantly hitting my inbox up about this, that, and the other, about what's going on in your life, what's going on in your baby's life. Your baby's running away. Your baby's over here being used and abused by older men and women. But yet and still, you can go out here, go hang out over here, turn all the way up. Let me tell you, your turn up game is still on at 30-some years old. And yet and still, you will not make a decision to be less of yourself and get your daughter or get your son in front of something, Chantel, good morning, that can help you. Because you should not want your babies to live the exact life that you live. You should want them to experience some new pains or some new problems and to be able to recover from them. Give them recovery. Prevention is better than the cure. Prevention is better than the cure. How can you not understand what has to be done in the times that we are in right now? Over the summer, 13 and 14-year-old boys shot and killed in a drive-by shooting, shot and killed. Man, that baby was in college. He was in college. He was just at the park playing basketball. How did a 13 and a 14-year-old get a goddamn gun? How do the mother not know that they are with these people riding around and that they're about to go do a drive-by shooting? Where are you at, mama? How do you not monitoring? Because see, over here, Christian and Chase can't go nowhere that I don't say that they can go. And guess what? I get into it with the daddies. Look, I need to know. Because, look, they not old enough to, hey, talk to me first before you start going and making any kind of decisions until I can feel comfortable enough with the decisions that you make. Yes, until I can. Because I know how for real I am. I know how for real I am. And mothers, you have to do your part because we are the solution. We are the solution. I'm going to be honest. I'm not depending on no man to come and save mine. I'm going to be the solution. I'm going to be the solution. And how grateful I am. How grateful I am to have one right here at home with me that feels as though he's going to be the solution too. Because at this level, he couldn't have been right here if he didn't feel that way. He couldn't have. Mothers, man, I'm just going to be honest with y'all. Some of y'all on that bullshit. Some of y'all are on that bullshit. Good morning, Jonah. Good morning, Nikki. Thank you so much. I love you. Some of you all are on that bull. Man, these babies, if you don't do your part to be one of these, your babies will grow up with those babies. And if you have not given them the necessary tools and resources and how to react, and if you have not given them what they need to understand those kind of people and how they don't relate, and if you have not given them that, will your daughter have a hashtag in front of her name? Will your son be in the latest news, had have made a decision because you were just not at home, because you didn't take the time out? Will they make that kind of decision? What will be the outcome because you didn't decide to be less of yourself and more of something else? These young girls need to understand self-love. Our young men too. That you have to love you more than you could possibly love anything other than God. Anything. Self-love will help you make all of the right decisions. Self-love is here. Self-love is here. It will help you to understand your own power. That's why these girls were called goddesses, baby. We are descendants of God. We are his children. So that makes us a goddess. These young girls need to understand. They need to understand their own power. Their own power. That they have power, that it even lies in their thoughts and the things that they speak. The things that they speak and the things that they think will produce an action. It will produce an attraction. They need to understand that. That's something that we talked about on yesterday. They also need to understand friendship. No matter how nice and loving and overly caring you are, some people do not deserve that. It goes back to self-love. Some people don't deserve your nice. Some people don't deserve your caring. Some people don't deserve the fact that you never have school lunch money. And here it is. You want to. Some people do not deserve that. Some people don't deserve their time. Some people don't deserve their attention. And they need to be okay with understanding that those people do not deserve that. Meet good morning. Good morning, Mr. Taylor, Miss Johnson, Mr. Johnson. They need to understand that, and they still need to move accordingly. What happens after that, Mr. Dixon? What happens when the people don't deserve your time and your attention and you love them because you naturally love? Because that's what we do as the black woman. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's what we do. That's what we do. We love. But how do you handle those people that don't deserve it? How can teach our girls, teach our boys to be bold about not giving a damn and just saying you don't deserve my time or attention, so I'm not going to give you that, and I'm not going to pretend with you and call you my friend because you're not my friend. The things you do, I don't do. The things that you say, I don't say. The places you go, I don't go. How you think, I don't think. I don't think like that. And it's okay. God will give you the people who think like how you do and act like how you act and love like how you love, where you will feel great about giving those things back to those person, where you can have their back and they can have yours. Trust me when I say, teach them to be okay with that and to let some of those people go. One of the things that, if I don't remember anything else, that my mother told me when I was young, was that your friends now won't be always be your friends later. It is the realest thing that she has ever said. Because see, back then I didn't truly understand friendship, and yet it was something even in my adult years that I had to learn from experience. We can give them situations. We can give them examples. We can show them their friends to them. You can show them, because you know the young girl who ain't really. She ain't no good. You know her. You can see her at even 10 and 11 years old. You know her mother. You know her father. Some people are just descendants of bullshit. And if they have not making a decision to work on themselves, to really change them, if they have not made a decision to change them, and then guess what's going to happen? They're going to be that same bullshit. I promise you, if not worse. Especially depending on that other curse that's attached to that baby. Them other people. That other curse that's attached to them, they will be worse. They need to understand peer pressure. Peer pressure. Just because everybody else doing it don't mean that you have to do it. It does not mean they need to be so terrified of what will happen if their mama, actually if they daddy actually heard about them doing this, that they are terrified. They are terrified of what you will do, that they're more afraid of what you will do than they are afraid of if they don't do it, what their friends will say or how they'll treat them. They need to be more afraid of you. That starts young. For those of you who still have them where they little, put the fear into them right now. Put the fear into them right now. Because I'm going to tell you now, hey. And thank you, God. Because I'm going to tell you this. Some people will pray against everything that you were saying about your children and pray and hope that they go out one day. Thank you, God, for your hedge of protection that you have placed over my children and those who that I am connected to. Thank you for giving them a sound mind to make responsible decisions. Thank you for giving them friends who actually give a damn about them, who's not peer pressuring them to do the unrighteous and wrong thing. Thank you, God, for setting up my support system of men and women who can drop something that my sons and my nieces and my nephews need to hear at the most appropriate and opportune times. And even when they don't want to hear it, that they have that. So God, I thank you in advance, and I cancel any assignments that anybody want to place on my life and my children's life to make sure that this isn't for real. I do. Children also need to understand decisions. Decisions. What happens when you decide this? What happens? Because see, all of this world we living in has gotten them to think that they can come back. This Grand Theft Auto, y'all, if you are not countersuiting these game systems, throw them out. Because a lot of these babies feel like, I'm listening to a lot of the stories, especially our young men, of the decisions that they're making, going out and reenacting matters of this game, Grand Theft Auto, GTA. I did not know it was that. It was bad long time ago when it was a 1 and a 2. But now that it's like a 5, 6, 7, and 8, have y'all actually seen the chain of events? And some of our babies, good morning, are going back and trying to replicate these matters, and there's no coming back from death. And the decisions that you make will be saved. The decisions that you make, you will have to pay for them. And you may get away with something one time. You may get away with something twice. But if you continue to make those decisions, and trust me, it's coming back. But if you continue to make those decisions, you will find yourself in the world of trouble, and you will pay for it. Young man, 14 years old, given a sentence that will not allow for him to ever even see a homecoming game. He won't see prom. He won't see his 21st. He won't see his 18th birthday. He won't see his 21st birthday because of a decision and the lack of good people around you to say, man, don't do that. Or the fact that we did not understand that it's our responsibility to do this, to kill the curse. It's our responsibility to kill the curse. And how do you do it? You be your greatest self. You live your life according to what God has put you here to do. You didn't experience all of the things that you experienced and recover and still be here on your own. You have something bigger than you that needs to be done, and so you do that bigger than you. So you make yourself available to be out here, not just for yourself, but somebody else. Because even if you're doing it for your child, Yet and still we send them out every day to school, to football practice, to cheerleading practice with people who are not handling their business. But what happens if everybody got on their shit? What happens if everybody got on their shit? Greatness, peace, love, greatness, abundance. All of that happens if everybody gets on their thing and do what you are supposed and what you were put here to do. The problem is bigger than you and it's bigger than me. The solution is you. The solution is me. If we did our part and removed self, good morning, Cole. If we did our part and remove self and quit looking into self and wondering about self and no, baby, just do your part. I promise you, wherever you show up with a solution, you're needed. Wherever you show up with a solution, you're needed. Tomorrow you may be in the front. Next week you may be needed in the back. Over here you may be needed on the side. Always show up as your greatest self so that we can get what you were put here to give. I may need something from some of you all right now, Rhonda, good morning. I may need something from some of you right now so that I can be myself. But Jimmy, you refuse, and I'm not saying you, good morning. If you refuse to be your greatest self, how can I receive what I need to be my greatest self? Work on you. Work on you. And the solution is easy. This is not a hard thing to fix. The issue is that we just have not made a for real decision. So what's next? Is it your baby who's going to get hot, boiling water poured onto her face? Is it your baby who's going to get so intoxicated and drunken by her friends and locked into a freezer? Locked into a freezer and left for dead? And is it your mother who's going to get that call, or is it you going to be the mother who get that call? Or is it your baby who's going to be at a park or is your baby that's going to be sentenced? Is it your baby that's going to be gunned down at a park? Is it your baby who you think that you made sure she had, but you didn't set her up in front of the right people to grab a hold to her and hold on to her for her lifetime and just call and check on her? Baby, you need to talk. Hey, let's go sit down and have a little bite to eat. It only takes a little. It only takes a little. It doesn't require a lot. It does not require a lot, and it's not hard when you are being obedient. It's a smooth ride. It's a smooth ride when you have made up in your mind that you're going to do the righteous thing and the obedient thing. Even if it starts getting a little bumpy, it's still smooth compared to the life that you used to live that was outside of your purpose. Fall into it. Fall into it. These babies are watching you. These babies are watching me. They're watching the people that's around you. They're thinking those are the kind of people that are, and in your social media, some of the shit that you say, leave it for the conversations that you have with your homegirl that still allow you to be yourself a little bit, but then revert you back to the new person that you are. Leave it to that. Don't get on social media, as my son, my 8-year-old son says, and leave a digital footprint and talk about bullshit that don't even deserve your thoughts. It don't deserve your thoughts. We have to do something different. We have to do something different. You either are the solution or you the problem. Now let's just see. Let's just see how many of you all are serious about this. How many of you all are serious about this and want to take yourself and your generations to the next level? How many of you are serious? Are you for real about this thing that you were put here to do? Are you for real about being a curse killer? You can call it something else. I don't give a damn. But be serious about it. Your babies are watching. My babies even may be watching. And I need for them to see something great. I need for them to see something great in you. We need for our babies to see something great in themselves. If you don't know what to do or how to do, don't wait on it to come to you. You look for it. You find it. You get on the internet and you look through every type of resource and tool that you can do. Mentors, Google, get on events and look for it. But instead, the events that pop up on your page is about turning up and going to this event, this all white party and that party and this party and that party, and you not even getting hit with You're not even getting hit with something that you need to hear. Mr. Pendleton, I'm not on that shit today. Get off my live. I'm so serious right now. You're not even getting hit with the things that you need to see to penetrate your thoughts. You're getting hit with something else. You're getting hit with foolishness. You're getting hit with, and so that's what's all consuming your mind. That's what's all consuming your mind. That's what's all consuming your mind. And while all of that is consuming your mind, your baby's mind is being consumed with the same thing also, because I can assure you that you're not watching and you're not paying attention. You're not going through their phone, and you've been so caught up in yourself for so long. Now here it is. They have been left alone to make decisions and to hold conversations and to live and be friends with people who are not going to give them anything great. They're not going to give them anything great. Let's take the time to really be about something other than what we have been about. Be a part of the solution. The Curse Killer Clan is continuously growing. It starts with you. It starts with you, how we truly help them. Love yourself. Work on you and healing you. You so focused on men and so focused on women. You know, you can't even put your attention on, and your babies are crying out for help. Watch them. If they still running away, if they still slick talking, if they still are doing all of these things, and you have, and you know that you was promiscuous when you were little, and you just go leave her out here to herself and not guide her through herself, man, you don't give a damn either. You don't care about your own seed. Your own seed. Let's decide to do something great. I love you guys, but that Kanika Jenkins story touched my spirit today. I don't go live on Mondays, but I needed to stress the importance of being the solution, being the curse killer, putting these young girls in front of mentors, putting our young boys in front of mentors, connecting them with good energy, good people who are wanting to make the decision to do what is right and righteous, versus putting them with people who are just like you when you know that you ain't right. Just sitting them right there with you and you know that you ain't right. We can help them. I promise you we can. We can help them. We can help them, but we cannot help them if we refuse to help ourselves. We cannot help them if we refuse to stand still. We cannot help them if we refuse to be obedient. You know what God been talking to you about. I don't have to tell you that he been talking to you about something. The things that you need to change, the things that you need to do more of, you know what he's talking to you about. So just do it. Or find yourself dealing with something that you are not prepared to deal with, that you do not have a desire to deal with, that you thought would never have been your life, that you thought would have never been the lives of people that you were connected to. By ourselves, we are powerful. I am. I tell myself good things all the time, and that's one of them. I'm powerful. But connected to these women and these men, the Jollies and my amazing husband and the Ambers and Doves and the Nickies and the Laurens and the Dominiques and you know, all of those, and the Pee-wees and the Crystals and the, you know, connecting to them. Oh my goodness, I'm even more so powerful because I have my sisters with me. Yes, Ebony's, all of it. When you connected to people like that who understand the power within themselves, and you start linking up and running together, oh yeah, it's a lot of power right there. Or are you the problem, or are you the solution? Or are you going to continue to be the problem, or will you make up in your mind that you will be the solution? It's a simple fix. It's a simple fix. Will you do it? I'm going to post the link because I feel like you know, I'm going to post the link. I'm going to post an event. I just feel like we need to sit and talk. Mothers, fathers, we need to sit and talk about something real now. It's getting serious, and it's getting younger. It's getting younger. When you 11, this little girl will have to deal with a sentence that I know she didn't even think about when she made that decision. She would have to deal with a sentence. And this young girl has to grow up and still learn to love herself with these things, with her face looking like that. And is she going to be able to do that? Is she going to be able to do that? How will she recover? Do she have the right tools and resources and people around her to recover from that and to still love herself? Because she obviously had some issues with self-love before now. Will she be able to love herself past that? Or will that self-love, the lack of, turn into something else, turn into to hatred? Will it then turn into you just loving anybody? Anybody who say that they love you, you spending your money on a man and he's over here trying to ruin your life. And next thing you know, he beating on you. And next thing you know, he got you doing things that you never wanted to do. But, he loved me because nobody has ever loved me because I look like this. Or will these young girls, will that baby recover? Yes. Yes, she will. If you get on your thing. If you do what you supposed to do, if you live the life that you were designed here to live and quit being so selfish and thinking that it's only if you make a decision to be healed, if you make a decision to be the curse killer, yes, she will. And you will touch generations for years to come in different cities, in different states, in different countries. Yes, you are that powerful, Kiara. Good morning. You are that powerful, Nikki. You are that powerful. Let's tap into our powers. Let's be the goddess and the gods that we are descendant of, the only God of. And let's do what is necessary so that our babies can live a life that not even we had to live. That's better. That's better. They can have something more than what we have. More than what we had. That they won't have to face our same demons. Man. We have to do something better. Because right now, our old asses, we didn't experience the things we didn't experience. And we'll either keep experiencing those same things, or we will speak out about the things that we have experienced, and we'll share those things, and we'll give solutions. We'll give real life solutions, and it will be out of the righteous mind. It will be out of the righteous thoughts. It will be out of the righteous actions. It will be righteous because you are for real about this thing called living. You are for real about this thing called the solution. You are for real a cursed killer. Come on. Look, as they say in the church, will you come? Will you come? Come on down to the altar or whatever you want to call it. Come on down. Help me be a help. Help me be a help, because I can't do this thing by myself, and I ain't never felt like I could. Help me be a help. Are you a curse killer? Or are you not? Or are you the solution? Or are you the problem? I'll post a link inside of here to see if we can get more men and women signed up to be the mentors that you are required to be. And let me just say, I'm for real about it. I get in your business. I go through all your social media. If it pop up and say that you over here in this group and it don't make sense, yeah, you got to go. You got to go. I'm not going to play with these babies and give them something that is not right. I don't care how much I love you. I don't care how much you feel like you love yourself. But I'm not going to set them up for failure if I can do anything about it. I'm not going to set them up for failure. I'm not going to set them up for failure. Good morning, Tawana. I'm not going to set them up for failure. A mother needs you. A mother right now needs you. A father right now here needs you. They need this guidance on how to be them best selves and how to be good for their children and the people and the children that are connected to them. And the decision has to be made right now that you are going to do that. But if you are sitting right now and you are practicing the things with your children that you know that they cannot afford, they can't afford to have that life. They cannot afford to have that life. If you are putting them right there and they're watching everything that you're doing, and it's not right. You know that it's not right. If you're smoking in front of your kids, if you gambling in front of your kids. I done heard stories about, man, if you were doing that, they will do the same things if they don't have anybody around them to tell them different. And a lot of the times they won't have them around them to tell them anything different because they don't even know where to go and look for it. They don't know where to go and look for it because they've never seen it. They've never seen it. So they don't know where to look for. So they keep showing up at the same places and they keep getting the same thing. They keep showing up at the same places and they keep getting the same thing. They keep getting the same thing. Let's give our babies something different. Let's give, we are the only killers that are allowed. We are the only killers that can premeditate. We are the only killers that can come with force and power and not be imprisoned and not be locked up. And you don't just have to exist in the Dallas and the Texas. You can be wherever you are, because trust me, we moving around and curse killers are everywhere. In Detroit, curse killers in Houston, they are everywhere. Yes, we showing up. We showing up to your city too. It ain't just within my city. One day my babies will go to college and they will link up with some people from all over the place. So you are needed everywhere. You are needed everywhere. It's time to move out. It's time to premeditate. And if you are down with the premeditation, the premeditated murders of the curses, then come on. Let's do this thing. And if you are the curse that still wants to exist, that still thinks you can live and thrive out here and do whatever in the hell that you want to do, if you're that curse, and good morning, Ebony and Crystal, I love y'all. Thank you for being a real live curse killer. If you are for real the curse that still want to exist out here and still want to shiest everybody and still want to come over here and pour water on young girls' faces, if you're that curse that wants to rest up in these generations and destroy, if you are that curse, we coming for you. And just know we coming with vengeance, we coming with power, and we coming to kill and destroy. If you don't believe me, watch. Have a good day.